not new, but is this going to be kind of a display of the depth of the Big Ten with 10 of the top 19 here?
Yeah, it's as far as wrestling goes, the Big Ten Conference, as you mentioned, is just so deep that this is a crazy mini national tournament. A lot of people talk about it. In a lot of ways, it's more difficult. At least it starts off a lot faster than the national tournament does for especially some of the top ranked guys, because you look at heavyweight, for example, and you can go up and down every weight class at the Big Ten championships, but 9 of the top 11 guys in the country are in the Big Ten championships right here. So one of those guys that's ranked in the top 11 in the country doesn't even get seeded. So he's a draw-in. So that's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, anybody could draw that guy, and he's one of the top guys in the national ranking. So it's going to start off with a bang. Your first round, you got to be ready to go, no doubt about it. Our guys seem ready. They're excited. We're healthy. So I think we're in a good spot. But there's no question how you perform here makes an impact on how you're going to your path at the national tournament. It could be more difficult if you don't wrestle well, and if you do, you could set yourself up for a little better route.
133 is going to be pretty crazy. Do you see, has Ethan kind of developed some more confidence throughout the year as he's been wrestling at this weight throughout the season?
Yeah, 133 is another one of the weight classes. Just when you look at the guys that are in there and where they're ranked and stuff, it's incredible. But it's one match at a time. And Ethan has been a guy that's always showed up at the postseason and wrestled extremely well. It's one of the things that we have known about him. So he's a good tournament wrestler. He's got a unique style. He's so crazy on top, like his funk, the way that he wrestles, scores points. He can be a nightmare for guys, no question about it. So it's one match at a time, but I think he's in a good spot. So we'll see on this weekend. But I know he's a bad draw. Like, nobody wants to wrestle a guy like him that is as unique of a wrestler. So as long as he starts out and gets that top position early, I think good things will happen. So he seems good.
This will be Sean's first time wrestling in the Big Ten tournament at 125. I mean, has he kind of looked back and seen what the competition's like at the Big Ten tournament? Yeah,
we're really fortunate to get Sean to transfer in this past year. He's been a great leader for our team. You'd think the guy's been here for 5 years. The way that he fits in, he's like family here, and he's a tough kid. We knew that watching him wrestle throughout the years. He's hard nosed, so we thought that he would do great fitting in the Big Ten, because tough kids, unless you're tough, you could struggle with this type of competition. And he's done a really good job. You look back over this past season, he's held up against the Big Ten. He's a grinder. In the third period, he scores a lot of points. He's always the guy with more juice at the end, and that's important. So he's in a good spot. He's ranked third going in the Big Ten. I think that's a credit to what he's accomplished over this season. And he's wrestled some of the best guys, and he's been in every single match. So this could be a big weekend for him. Pull up a couple more upsets, he could set himself up really well for the national tournament too.
What have you learned, or what has Gable shown you during his freshman year?
Man, you talk about Gable. He's a beast. We've always known that, watching him in high school. I say it all the time. Probably the only thing that we wondered about is how would he do on the mat coming into college, because he never had these types. One, he was almost never taken down. He's managed to extremely dominate on his feet still at the college level. But probably one of the things we're most impressed is his dominance on the mat. He's clearly been able to ride guys. He's turning guys. He can get away against the top guys in the country in a matter of seconds, and that's probably the most impressive thing. So, yeah, we knew he would do great. The biggest thing was just letting him come out and be himself, and he's done a really good job of that. We talk about different individuals, and Gable's a special one, no question about it. I think as a coach, I'm more worried about different things that I see from scenarios that could be problems that guys can present, and we'll spend time like watching video and doing things, and we'll sit down with Gable and we'll talk about, hey, you got to watch this leg. This guy rides with legs, and you got to do this and that, and spend all his time. And Gable will kind of say, well, can I just stand up to my feet, just pull the leg out and get away? And we're like, well, it's not that easy. And then he wrestles, and it seems that easy sometimes. But there's no doubt, I know he's going to be challenged. But that's why he came to the Big Ten Conference. He wants to be the best in the world, let alone the Big Ten Conference. And so he wants to compete against the best, and that's why he's here. And he has the mindset to do it. So,
not many wrestlers come in with expectations like he did from what he did in high school and what he's done on the national, international stage. How have you seen him kind of handle the pressure away from the mat?
Yeah, he's done a great job. I mean, those expectations he's placed on himself, really, and so the world watches a young man that goes out and expects to win, and he's handled it extremely well. He likes that. You know, some guys, I think, when you look back at the best competitors, it could be at any sport. It doesn't have to be wrestling, but across the country, you look at the guys that want to show up when the lights are on. Those are the guys that are successful, and he's one of those guys that enjoys it. So the bigger the moment, the more excited he is, and that's why he's here. That's why he's the spot where he is in his life right now, competing for a Big Ten title or national titles, because he wants that. He's worked extremely hard, but he also is a guy that can handle the pressure and is excited for it. I don't think he feels it, so it's pretty cool.
You guys, go ahead.
Given the depth of the Big Ten, what would be a successful tournament for your program?
I mean, it's hard to say. You know, you look back over the years and you see a lot of times the team that doesn't win the Big Ten can still win a national title. And so, you know, where we're at placed, I think, with points and where we'd fall right away, I don't know exactly. I'm just kind of guessing. But I think points with where its seeds are could put you somewhere in the middle of the pack, maybe around 6th in the Big Ten, and maybe it's 5th or something. I'm not exactly positive, so I'm just kind of talking off the hip here. But I think when you look at that, if you're in the top, you know, 5, 6 or above in the Big Ten, like you could look at saying at the national tournament you would be contending for a national trophy, which is top 4. There's no question about it, because you look at it, all the best teams are here, and it's unique because the way that they do the seeds here, it's head-to-head matches. So sometimes even the top-ranked guy in the nation may not be the top-ranked guy here in the Big Ten. You see that in a lot of situations, and so it could be a weird win or loss, and it's only 7 minutes, so it's not a lot of time out there. You make a mistake, you fall in the right spot, there's limited time to come back. So, you know, I think anywhere. I'd love to be in the top, you know, 5 of the Big Ten right now. I mean, the goal is obviously to win it, so I don't want to set the bar low, but I know we got some uphill battles we got to do along the way, but if we're finishing in that top spot there, I look at going to the national tournament, we're probably in a pretty good spot. It means we probably upset some guys at the Big Ten tournament, and we probably maybe help pave a better path to picking up a top 4 finish and bringing home some hardware, which would be an amazing finish for us from where we started this season and to where we're at right now. It's you know, compliment to the guys in our team with what they've done.
Let's do one more for Coach, so we can fit Gable.
What are the key weight classes for you guys to make sure that you have an optimal performance?
They're all important. You know, I can't put a key on it. You see our guys that are ranked high and where they're seated, like they can score some big points. But the truth of the matter is we have 10 guys that can go out and score points, and every match is big, especially if you can fall into a right spot, like we said, in scrambling and wrestling. You catch a guy and you get a pin, you can upset anybody, and those are big points. That's 2 bonus points right there. So everyone matters. Every weight, every match is going to make a difference. No question about it. Win or lose, we can't be giving up bonus points and helping somebody else, because that 1 point can make the difference. And you'll see most of these, when you get down to the end, it could be a lot of tight matches there where it's 1 point difference in a lot of them. So, yeah, so appreciate your guys' time, and thanks for covering the Big Ten championships, and we'll see you guys around.